to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. I know I'm currently on the floor and there's two sofas and chairs behind me, but I'm floor time seems like a good idea right now. But anyway, we're going to be discussing the characters in the book today, and even though I'm not done with the book, I'm at chapter 26 I believe, I just want to talk about them because some are grating on my nerves. Anyway, let's get into it. First off, the characters I really like at the minute are obviously the main two. I love Logan and Grace. I love their relationship. I love the development in their maturity, the changes, the growth, especially their growth over the time jump that's in the book. I feel like it very much shows their journey and development as people and maturing. And now let's get on to the people I hate. I feel like a good starting points are Grace's friends and people I hate because of how they treat Grace. So let's start off easy with Piper. Every single time I read a book from this series, I hate Piper. I hate her with an unbridled passion. I know puck bunnies are a real thing and I know they're kind of iffy, but also there's no need for her to be this level. I'm sure she could get anyone she wants, but she doesn't want that. She only is interested if they're a hockey player, and I'm just like, girl, you can do so much better. But also, you treat people horribly because they end up getting with these people or start showing interest in each other. Literally, when Grace and Logan were starting to get together and stuff, she made a graceless liar kind of hashtag where she just harasses her. No, you're lying. He'd never sleep with someone like you. I'm just like, they're hooking up. You can't have a hissy fit because someone's getting with someone else because you got rejected for the fourth time. And the dude is even in their senior year just no. It's yeah, but it's been 3 years, and he's just no. There's other people. No. God, that girl annoys me so much. Anyway, there's also on the Grace side of people I hate because of the way they treat Grace. Ramon. I hate Ramon. She is my least favourite character I have ever seen written currently, and I think she is evil and should end up alone. Or she needs a major redemption arc, honestly. I hate her. Just imagine that your uni roommate, who is also your next door neighbour from your childhood home, who's been your best friend for 13 years, is there telling you, one, she doesn't believe you're starting to hook up with a hockey player that you really like. Two, when you do start getting stuff, she's still I don't know, telling other people that start the rumour that Piper spread about you about lying it. And then three, when it goes pear-shaped and you're really upset, the same night after you fall asleep whilst in the same room, she messages him going, oh, should we hook up? And then after months and asking for your forgiveness, she meets in the coffee shop and tries crocodile tears, then goes, I was just really jealous and selfish. You get everything easily. And she's like, no, I study, I work hard for it. I didn't have much of a social life last year. I found one guy I liked. I didn't have it in high school. And she's like, yeah, well, I like attention. Can you forgive me? It's really not that bad. I'll be a good friend this time. Haven't heard from her since. I don't think she's capable of being a good friend. I hate her character so much. How do you go, this is my best friend of 13 years. I'm going to repeatedly screw her over and be a horrible friend and just not be there for her. I'm just oh my god, I hate this girl so much. It's not even funny some days of the week. Just I haven't loathed anyone this much. And I originally, when I was introduced to her, I was just oh my god, they're best friends. She's interested in one of the other hockey players who is Logan's best friend. It'd be so sweet if the two best friends both got with hockey players who are best friends, because that would be so sweet. And I'm just no, die alone, I hate you. No. And I can see it happening. Genuinely, I can see it happen. I can see how in one of the later books having a redemption arc with one of the hockey players, and I don't want that. Ugh. Anyway, now on to the Logan side of people I hate. I just have to say this as a precedent. I hate the majority of his family. I think his mother might be fine. I don't know. She's not really introduced that much, but I hate the dad. I hate the brother. It's just, just imagine you go to your brother hey, I want to go to university, I want to better my career, I want to have a better future, and him go, yeah, you can do that, but after you graduate you have to stay at the auto repair shop with our abusive alcoholic father for God knows how many years until you're 25, but I get to travel around the world with my girlfriend because we don't want to settle down in Hastings, and I need you to look after the shop because then when I come back when you're 25 I want to take the shop. And I'm just this what? And he's just giving up his dream of being a hockey player, which he could be, because he's good, and he could be a hockey player. Two, he's yeah, but if you let me draft, I could get us money, I could make sure that dad goes to a home and gets better and fixes his problem, that there's someone there running the shop so you can go abroad and I can live my dream. And the brother's just no, you had your options. You either went league straight away or university. You chose to get a degree. And I'm just right, you know, honestly, I don't know if he knows or is blind to it, but clearly Logan is almost depressed whenever he's home and in the workshop because he does not like that environment. It does not make him happy. And his brother's like, yeah, but it makes me happy and I want to be this. And he obviously does not want to be there. And two, the mentality that's been passed on to the brothers, on by his brother, and like the family vibe is like Logan has to take care of his dad because his mum took care of him for 14 years and got out, so now it's Logan's turn. And because the dad had an accident means that, oh, he needs to take care of him. Newsflash, you don't need to take care of someone even if they've had an accident if they're a horrible person. Because one, he is alcoholic. Before it's an addiction, now it's completely a crutch that's making him worse. And two, he's abusive. Quite literally, before your friend came back and saw you over the summer, he threw a beer can at your head previously that day. And I'm just like, this is not a healthy situation. And the fact that the older brother wants to leave the brother in this situation in basically a dead-end job, which means he's not going to have that much prospects when he's older at this point because he doesn't want to go into the family business, but also he's going to be stuck in a place that makes him unhappy, is so horrible. And I hate the brother. And his name is Jeff as well, which I also hate. But I also see Jeff's point of view as where I'm having to already sacrifice. But you see, he's already working at the thing and he's like, I don't want to do it yet. But it's his dream and his one to own the repair shop, and he wants to own that business and run it when he's older. So he should be having to put in the hours and he should be having to keep it up and not going, yeah, but I want to travel instead, but I want you to keep the business running so it's there for me when I'm older. Because that's so wrong. Like, I hate that. I'm just like, no. And he is also underpaying his younger brother who's working full hours, which is just wrong. Like, I thought family was supposed to treat each other well, but apparently they did not get the message. Next up, I hate the father. If you haven't noticed, he is also abusive and alcoholic and not a nice man at all. And that's all I can really say about him. He's just not a nice man. We rarely see him in the book so far, but all that you can gather is that he's not a nice man. I generally really dislike the family, and I do feel like sometimes in these books, so much of the problems could be solved if they just sat everyone down and went, therapy. And it would just solve so many of the problems. There are characters I really do like in this. I like all the hockey players' friends. Gary and Hannah's relationship is still going strong. Thank God for that. They are so cute together. I love their relationship. On top of that, we also have a person that called Daisy, who is Grace's new roommate. I love her aesthetic, and I love how like she's just vibing and she's just enjoying her life. On top of that, I also really like there was a guy she went on one date with, and like Logan went up to the guy and was like, hey, I know you're interested in her, I'm just telling you I'm really interested in her, and like explain the entire backstory and everything. And then them dudes ended up playing a video game together, like a really niche alternative video game, and it was like, I'm backing out, he's a good guy, you two should be together. And she's just like, you scared him off. I'm like, no I didn't, I was honest to him about my intentions and what I'd like our relationship to be, and he chose to back out of it because he felt like he didn't feel as strongly to you. I didn't tell him to. And she's like, oh yeah. Also, on top of that, I love the fact that she gave him a list. She was like, okay, here's a list. You have to complete all of these to get together after they going back to knowing each other a bit more. And she's like, complete all 6 items on this list and then we'll go on a date. And after like the 4th one with the poem, she's already like, I'm already going to go on a date because the poem was so adorably stupid but cute. And now they're in love. They're on their 2nd date currently, and I love it. I can sense it though. I can sense the 3rd act. I can sense it. It's like a looming presence over my shoulder, and I know something bad is coming, but I'm prepared to weather it, and I have a feeling that Ramon or Piper is going to stick their head, or it's going to be the father. And honestly, I just hope Logan gets to go to the hockey equivalent of whatever major league he wants to, gets to live his life. Hope the brother gets his own head out of his own arse a bit. And I hope Grace never forgives Ramon again, because I'm not happy that she's forgiven her. Like, she's just like, we won't be friends again, but we can slowly start working up. I'm like, no, you don't forgive her. You don't. It honestly stresses me out so much. But anyway, that's all for today. I'm having a wonderful time reading this. If you want to, share your thoughts on some of the characters and how you feel about them. And that's all for today. I would recommend you go read this series. I'm having a wonderful time reading it. But anyway, that's all for today. Go read.